All right.
Hey, yo. Woo.
Fucking Matrix trying to hold us down, man.
Shit, man. Listen.
That's why I want to give you no internet.
Man, it's been a journey just to get to this point where we're at right now. Trust me.
Motherfucker, right. We a bit later than usual, but it's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes life does life things and you have to adapt. You have to adapt, man. It's what we do.
1,000%. Yes, sir. Gotta make it work as it comes.
So yeah, like I said, I've had a kind of busy couple of weeks. Moving, packing, had some family in town, just a whole bunch of stuff. Still trying to work at the same time. Not really, but also always gonna have work on your mind, right? So yeah.
Got to. What else are you doing if not?
Yep. So we back. We are back. My internet is a little janky. We're gonna fight through it. Because that's what we do.
They out here, man. They trying to hold us down. We put too much truth out into the world, so they trying to intervene however it is that they can.
Yeah, man. But you know what? We back, man. They can't hold Yoda and the Oracle down, man. Not for long. Not with this motherfucker
Not for
over
long
there.
at all.
This motherfucker over there levitating. I'm over here fucking using telekinetic powers and shit. Like, come on now. What are we doing?
Bending spoon, bending all the motherfucking utensils.
Yeah,
come
man.
on.
Listen, I eat with a bent
plates into other plates.
I eat with a
Come
bent
on.
fork. I bend plates.
Come on. We are not beholden to the rules of reality that you are.
What's rules, man? I don't even know what that is, man.
Exactly. Our operating system is different.
It's different, man. And so like I said, this week I've been running around, family, all types of stuff. Haven't been in tune with what's going on in stupid land. But Jay, if you can catch me up a little bit, I've seen a couple of things, not too many things, but what's on your mind, man? What you been seeing out there? Like I said, I've seen a couple of things, but none that really floated my boat. But let's speak on whatever stupidity you seen this week.
Oh man, the stupidity is endless, unfortunately, but that's the world that we live in. I think the thing that is most immediately on my mind is last episode we spoke a bit about George Floyd.
Yes, we did.
And the dead dope fiend riots of 2020. That's what I'm renaming it here.
We did speak
and it
on
seems that people have learned absolutely nothing from that, because what do you know? They're out here tearing up LA and New York again at the behest of various government officials and the powers that be, thinking that this is their own decision to do so.
Yeah, man. Like I was gonna touch on that. Like I said, I really wasn't that in tune with the activities of the poor, victim-minded sheep these last couple of weeks, Jay. But I have seen a couple of things, and that is one of my things. If it wasn't Elon and Trump going back and forth, LA burning and looting, of course, the daily top 5 of whatever you motherfuckers can think of, honestly. Jay, like I said, I really don't have a lot of feedback, but other than some read between the line type of questioning for you, other than that, I'm at a loss. I'm going to be brutally frank, Jay.
I love it.
I'm going to be brutally frank, Jay. I don't give a fuck. Jay, I don't get. Some people may take Some people may take offense to this. Some people's going to take offense. I don't give a fuck. With all the things that's going on in the world right now, at this current moment, Jay, I can honestly say I really don't give two shits. That's where I'm at with it, Jay. Um, I don't care. Of course, I don't want anyone getting hurt or losing their homes or businesses in that LA situation. Um, but my condolences can't aid their losses. I'm not in any position to help anyone out there, so I won't offer up any useless cliche phrases that start with "my heart goes out," "pray for LA." I will though. I will though take the opportunity to shame those looting and rioting, as we often do on this show. I seen some I seen the Jordan flagship sneaker store was looted during this fiasco. So at least,
Shocker.
yeah, so at least, Jay, I know amongst all the chaos and injustice, motherfuckers still want to get fly. At least I know that. Um, so I'm minding my business, Jay, on this one. Like I said, I don't have much more to add to this situation. Just another case of perceived injustice, whether it be justified or not. I won't act like I know all the variables, but looting Jordans and flat screens, um, that's not going to rectify whatever injustice that's going on. That I can guarantee, Jay.
Man, here's the thing. I know that everybody is super sensitive, and I know that everybody feels that everybody needs to have opinions and input on everything. And I, much like you, am in the boat of indifference. Quite frankly, I also don't really give a shit what it is that they have going on over there. But here is the thing. We are being honest about our apathy. And if we are going to really, truly be honest about what everyone else is doing, they don't care either. This is not an issue to them. It is because it's being highlighted and they're being told to care about it and they're being told to feel a way about it and they're being told that this is outrageous. But I guarantee you, the second that this leaves the news cycle, it will leave the minds of all of the people who are so outraged and indignant about everything that is going on. If they were to stop reporting on it tomorrow, people would stop speaking about it the day after, because that's how people work. For a while, everyone was so concerned with Ukraine. The Ukraine war is still going on, but nobody has anything to say about it. Everyone was outraged about school shootings for a period of time. They're still happening, but it's not a trending topic anymore. So all of a sudden, everyone's sympathy and investment in all of this goes directly out of the window. We referenced George Floyd a few times. During that time, there were a bunch of other people who they wanted you to pay attention to who got killed in various scenarios. Ahmaud Arbery comes to mind. They stopped caring about him as soon as they stopped talking about it. They as soon as they come up with a new news story, people will move on to that one. All of this is performative and people wanting to act like they're good people or virtue signal and be like, we stand with all of this. No, you don't. No, you do not. You want to tweet, maybe you want to join a protest and feel like you're doing something. Maybe you're opportunistic and want to participate in a riot and just have an excuse to blow some shit up or steal some shit. But you don't give a fuck. At least we are honest about it. And not only that, here's the thing. I said in the beginning, people learned absolutely nothing from George Floyd because these people, not you, these people out here rioting and causing chaos because there is a certain faction of the powers that be who want you out there rioting and causing chaos. You are not rebelling. You are furthering these people's agenda.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. It's well said, Yoda. I mean, You don't give a fuck, man, and it's okay, man. It's okay. None of you give a fuck. I mean, unless you're in LA and your home is burning or your store is being looted or your Michael Jordan or your fucking Jordan flagship store is being looted and or your flat screen TV store is being looted, you don't give a fuck, man. And if you really do give a fuck, go help somebody. Go help someone. Go help someone. Like, come on, let's talk turkey, man. Let's talk cold turkey. None of you give a fuck. Um, and that is okay. That doesn't make me a bad person. I'm just, I said in a rhyme before, Jay, that what doesn't involve you doesn't evolve you. Or if it doesn't evolve you, it doesn't
That's a
involve you.
bar.
Yeah, man. Like,
That's a bar.
yeah, there's no evolution in those riots for me, right? So it doesn't involve me.
Quite honestly, there's no evolution in the riots for the people partaking in them. Because here's the thing. Regardless of how anyone feels about the thing with the illegal immigrants, you are not helping your case when you get mad that they are trying to deport you and start breaking shit and fly flags from a different country. You are making them look like they are making the right decision. This is independent of how anyone feels like they might feel about people coming here and people being deported. This is not the way to handle it. It is in the exact same sense that if Black people were to say that they think that we are all criminals, so we're going to commit crimes until you think differently. That's ridiculous.
It's a great point. That's a great point. They're kind of just proving why you should be fucking out the country. It's like
you're showing them why they want you gone.
Yeah. Damn, that's kind of ingenious. Think of if we're reading between the lines correctly, these are some pretty diabolical masterminds we're dealing with. If we're reading between the lines, and even if we're not, you're still proving them right. Even if we're not reading between the lines correctly, you are doing exactly what they want you to do. But Jay,
you're being who they're saying you are.
Yeah, but Jay, are we giving these people, whoever these people are, and we always shoot that these and them type of shit. But are we giving these, them, whoever too much credit? Are they really this smart? It's pretty ingenious plan if that's they setting the riots and now it's pretty smart if that's what they intended to do.
So I am of the belief that people are rioting because people want them to riot. That is my belief. Now, as far as what that says about the actual level of intelligence of the people pulling the strings, I would say that that's related to the intelligence of the people who are having their strings pulled, because you don't have to be the smartest person in the world to manipulate stupid people. You just have to be smarter than the stupid people. And again, as I said in the beginning, people learn nothing from George Floyd. People are very, very easily manipulatable. And I firmly believe that if they were to decide, if the powers that be were to decide that they wanted people to destroy all McDonald's, they can get them to do that relatively easily, because people are so opposed to their own thoughts, to actually looking into things. Because here's the thing, and this just goes back to what we were saying about how nobody cares.
Wait up, Jay.
I saw a statistic.
Hold on, Jay. Before you speed past, you know that these fat poor people ain't tearing down no McDonald's. Stop it. It's not happening. It's not happening. That was a horrible example. It just won't happen.
Oh, that's the
last place. That's the last place they'll tear down. Are you crazy? It's the last place. maybe a library, be the first place, a fucking bookstore or some shit.
They will destroy a library.
A McDonald's? No
Heartbeat.
way. No way. You got to switch that up. Ain't no McDonald's. Ain't tearing no McDonald's down. You crazy?
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what? A Barnes and Noble. If they decided that they want
There you
Barnes
go.
and Nobles to go away, they can make that happen.
There you go. Easy. That's easy.
Maybe
That's
the
easy.
gyms.
That's another one. There you go.
That's a fact.
Right.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. No, my bad. I just
hilarious.
had to slow you down on that one.
No. You all good. I'm here for this shit. Here's the thing. What we were saying in the beginning about how people don't truly care about this. I saw a statistic in Obama's 8 years in office. He deported 5.3 million people. In Biden's 4 years in office, he deported 4.7 million people. In Trump's 5 roughly years in office, he deported 1.5 million people. If he was to double this and do 10 years, keeping with what he's doing, he would have deported 3 million people. This is less than both of the past people, almost combined.
Yeah.
Now,
yep.
If this was really an issue to you, where was this issue when 1 million and some change people were getting deported per year when Biden was in office? Where was this when roughly 800,000 people a year were getting deported when Obama was in office? They don't care about this. They're just being told that they need to be outraged by it, so they are going out and destroying stuff because this is what they are wanted to be doing at this time. People have shown over and over again how easily manipulatable they are. And when they wrap these causes in the idea that if you stand with them, then you are a good person, they know that people will just jump and act like this is something that they believe, that this is one of their core values now, because they have been told that this is how you be a good person. It's the same thing. You can look at 10 years ago. Nobody cared that transgender people existed. Now that they've told you that being a good person is asking people their pronouns and pretending that there's no such thing as gender, a whole bunch of people run around acting like that's just the case and this is what they've thought and this is just how things are, because they told you that doing this makes you a good person, because you are an idiot and you cannot think for yourself and decide what it is that truly makes you a good person. But this is what it is that's been done, is over all of this time they've eroded real values from people, because when you have no values, when you have no morality, you just go with whatever it is that you were told is moral, because you can't actually discern that for yourself.
That's a perfect example of them implanting what they want to implant inside of your mind. Great example of how Biden's administration and also Obama's administration, and I did see that stat also about them deporting more people than Trump, and it just made me wonder, like, you motherfuckers are so fucking gullible, man. You're so fucking gullible. It's like, I was just telling somebody, we were speaking about, well, I wasn't speaking about it, but someone was mentioning to me about Trump's tariffs, and I'm like, yo, dog, like, yo, literally, like, last year, no one even knew the word. Like, no one even knew what that shit meant. No one knew the word. No one used the word in their everyday vernacular. No one. And now all of a sudden, it's in everybody's verbiage, day in and day out. Tariff. And not only that, 2 years from now, you won't hear the word again. It'll be something else that they deliver to you, that they hand deliver to you. It's frustrating, and that's why I'm starting. Like, I can't say that I'm starting not to give a fuck, Jay. I've been not giving a fuck, but now it's getting worse. My fucks to be given is running out. It's running out, Jay, and it brings me to this, right? I know you've seen Elon and Trump exchanging words on X. And I actually predicted this. Like, of course I did. I'm the fucking Oracle.
The Oracle,
The fuck.
1000%.
I mean, and then here's my angle though. Here's my angle. I see a bevy of reasons why people think this is happening. Um, and this ties into kind of what we was just saying about are they intelligent? Are they more intelligent? Are we idiots? Right? I myself have my own theories that I think about Elon and Trump and all these motherfuckers, right? And and my theories, Jay, are they're not as complex as many might conclude. Um, what lines are you reading between here, Yoda? What do you see? Because I really don't give many human beings much credit. I've met all kinds of human beings, and a great percentage of them are predictable, to say the least, right? So I think a lot of times we perceive people who are in power as being above normal human emotions and reactions, but not me. Um, I never rule out jealousy or pettiness just because someone is in power or wealthy. The reason I was able to predict the split so brilliantly, I might add, was because I knew it wasn't because of fucking bill or what bill was passed and what bill wasn't passed. It was simply going off normal human experience, Jay. Two powerful, rich, egotistical, whatever words you want to use, working together and not bumping heads. That just doesn't happen. That and that happens on low level, high level, whatever level you're on. These are we're playing at the highest stakes, of course, and I don't give these motherfuckers too much credit. People are saying, "Oh, this bill wasn't passed, and this bill." Me, Jay, maybe them niggas was in the White House getting drunk. Trump called Elon's son a retard, by just joking, and they got in an argument. Like I don't give motherfuckers too much credit, dog. Like I've seen all types of reasons. Oh, this bill, and then Elon's gonna lose this money and this a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, that could be it. Or it could be because Elon was in the White House drunk and they was talking shit and they had an argument about sports. Like, the fuck? I don't know. And then, nah, for real though, Jay. Like, why do we give these motherfuckers like they're not above normal human stupidity because they got millions or billions of dollars. Like I seen it in Eli's. Remember the episode I said I see something in Elon's eyes. It's a twinkle.
Twinkle in his eyes,
I
you
said,
said.
there's a twinkle in his eye, and that twinkle was like, nah, I could slide in, man. Like, Trump got it though, but I could get in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could push him on me. Maybe I could be that dude. Like, I seen the twinkle. It wasn't a political twinkle. It was I could be that nigga twinkle. That was, and I've seen it before. And he's not exclusive. He's not exclusive to not having these same feelings of I'm trying to be that guy, but this guy's in my way. That's what I seen. The twinkle. That's what I meant by the twinkle. Yeah, you could put anything, and I don't know if I'm right. I just know that they're not above natural human stupidity. Especially, I mean, they don't look. They don't. I don't fancy them to be two of the smartest motherfuckers, but I could be wrong. But Jay, what do you and of course there is just there is jest I'm using here. Maybe Trump did not call Elon's son a retard, but he could have. And it could, you know what I'm trying to say. It could have been some regular shit, right? So what do you read? You reading between the lines. What do you see between these lines of them? And then hold on, Jay. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Hold on. I'm one, and we always say on this show, if we could see it, why are we seeing it? Why are we seeing it, Jay? Like you could have kept the argument. Y'all could have kept the back and forth behind closed doors. Why are we doing it for everyone to see? That's really my case right there. I'm always going to question a back and forth for everyone to see.
So these are my thoughts on this. First and foremost, I 1000% believe that what everyone believes was the cause of it was not the cause of it. Period. If y'all think it's a bill, no. Whatever it is that you think it is not what it is, period. Whether it's some petty shit, whether it's some deep shit, whatever the case may be. Now, here's the thing. And I'm just speculating here as a observer of the world. But my first question, again, is exactly what it was that you said, is why are we seeing this? Because all of the discussion and the argument and the back and forth that we're seeing, we're being shown. And people only show you things when they want you to see them. And people only want you to see things when they want you to think things. So what people need to sit there and figure out is, why do they want us to think or why do they want us to see this? And what is it that they would like us to think? So maybe they are just people who could not control their egos and help but beefing with each other over various social media platforms. Right. Maybe. Or maybe there is something more to it. Maybe they're beefing for real. Maybe they're not. Who knows? I don't know any of it. I can see from both angles. I can see exactly what it is that you were saying, that they just were both egotistical and bumped heads because they couldn't lower themselves for each other for the better of whatever the case may be. Or maybe this is what they wanted everyone to think, that they were beefing about something to some sort of end that only they and select few individuals know. But what I do know about this as a whole is that there are so many people sitting right now on Twitter, on Threads, on Instagram, probably on TikTok too, having conversations and in-depth breakdowns about this. I told you so this, I told you so that. I knew Elon sucks. I know Trump sucks, the egos, whatever. And every single one of those people are poor. Of all of the things that you could be doing with your time, having this discussion about what two of the richest people in the world are doing is not going to further your situation any. And separate from that, we've spoken about this to some degree before, but the arrogance of some people to sit around having accomplished nothing in their life, having made no money in their life, to believe that they can understand the minds and workings of people who have accomplished things at the highest level of human achievement. Now, this is not an endorsement of either of the two of them, but if you can't sit there and take a step back and objectively say they have accomplished more than the mass majority of people who have ever walked this earth, you are just a bitter ass hating motherfucker, and you have no business having opinions about anything anyway. You can hate them both, but you can also be able to step back and say both of these people have done, whether you like the things or not, great things on a relative scale of greatness. So you yourself, whoever these random people are, having accomplished nothing, have no real business having any real opinions about this. And much like the other thing, you shouldn't really give a fuck. They're doing what it is that they are doing. And like we said about the Diddy trial, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter if you are a fucking 8-dimensional chess player and you have the mind of the greatest motherfucker to ever walk this earth. If you are a broke ass nobody, you figuring this out will do absolutely nothing for the world. You could crack the code and tweet it all out and no one will give a shit what you said because they don't give a shit about you. Your words hold no weight because you don't. That's just fucking life. So If you're going to be the type of person to spend your time sitting here trying to crack this code, and like we said prior, if you give a fuck, make sure do something about it. Become somebody who you giving a fuck about it means something. Because again, regardless of how you might feel about her, Candace Owens might get invested in this and she can go investigate and people will care what she has to say about it.
Absolutely.
Because she has taken the time to make herself into somebody who people will give a fuck about what it is that she have to say. Whatever journalist, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, it doesn't fucking matter. The point is, some people will say something about this and it will matter. Some people will not. And if you are not one of them, you should not be spending your time worrying about this. You need to be spending your time working on yourself and making yourself some money and bettering your life and bettering the life of your family and all of that. Because I think we said this in the very first or second episode. Whatever they do with the country isn't going to make a fucking difference if you're a loser. They can make everything amazing, but if you're a loser, you're not going to be able to capitalize on it. They can provide you all the opportunities in the world, but if you're a lazy, procrastinating, excuse-making dickhead, it's not going to mean anything because you're going to continue doing what you've always done, which is make excuses and procrastinating, which got you fucking nowhere. People waste their time on the absolute dumbest shit. Yes, we saw this. Yes, we thought about it. Yes, but we also have a thing where people listen and we're just speculating here because that is what we do. We speculate on things and provide perspectives to people. But if I wasn't doing this, I would have not taken any time to think about it either.
All.
Because it doesn't fucking affect me. It doesn't fucking affect you. And if they're going to do something that will affect you, then you sitting there knowing about it isn't going to change anything. That's even more reason that you need to put yourself into a position where you can handle something coming your way.
Absolutely correct, Yoda. We
fucking
don't
period,
give
man.
a fuck.
It don't make a fucking difference.
Fuck, man. We trying to help y'all motherfuckers out, man. I mean, period, man. We can go about our business, man. I'm trying to tell you. We created this shit to give you a little bit of insight. Like, all right, like Jay say, like I said, if they didn't want you to see shit, you wouldn't see nothing. You wouldn't see anything.
Period.
So you got to question everything you see. Why would you believe anything on social media, on fucking television? Come on, man. Like, let's wake up, man. Let's wake up. But I was having this conversation. I'm not going to say with who. I don't want to. You already know, Jay. So that's a whole different other story. I was having this conversation with this person, and this person was telling me about some friends that disowned him. And I said, "Why did your friends disown you?" And this person I'm talking to, we was talking about stocks. Real good. He's real good at stocks, and just going over a couple of things with him. He was giving me a couple of tips, some advice. So I go to him often. But he was telling me that this friend disowned him because he was giving him some certain stock tips, right? And then all of a sudden, this friend stopped talking to him, and when he went to go inquire, why did this person stop talking to me? I think it was some birthday party, he didn't show up or whatever. And he said, "Well, the stock tips you gave me, I just deduced that you voted for Trump, and I stopped talking to you without asking him, and no discussion had. He just disowned him." And I was like, "Yeah, that's interesting. So is that's still your friend? Because if we're throwing words around like that, which we often do, friends and buddies and pals and bros and shit like that, we got to stop that, man, because that's not your friend. Somebody who's gonna miss out on a birthday party or an engagement because you voted for somebody, or your religious choosings or what have you. that shit kind of troubled me, Jay. So I asked him, "You're not friends with this person currently, right?" Oh, well, I kind of understood where he was coming from. Like, yeah, so nah. And I know this is like I said, we're not saying no names here, but um, what do you think about shit like this, Jay? Like this, what do you think about this way of thinking where um you don't think the same way I think, so we can't be cordial or friends or whatever the case would be. Mind you, we've been friends for the past 10 years. And now, because you thought I voted for Trump, we're not friends. What is that, Jay? What is that?
So I have multiple thoughts about this. Now, first and foremost, that motherfucker was never his friend to begin with, period. Like, if that's a reason that you decided to assume and then not talk to me, we were never friends to begin with. Because here's the thing. Regardless of what it is that you think about Trump as a person, if you were my friend and you have some sort of issue with me voting for him, you should take the time to figure out what I think of him as a person. Because a lot of people have this thing. I know the media paints him as Hitler and all that whatnot. And this is not me making any degree of commentary on who Trump is or is not. That's absolutely irrelevant to this. But the point is, if the media paints him as Hitler and that's the viewpoint that you adopt, and then you immediately figure that I voted for him and therefore I am a supporter of this Hitler-esque type person, then that says a lot about what it is that you think about me, that you didn't even take the time to try and figure out that maybe I have a different viewpoint, maybe I have a different perspective. But I think a lot of this goes into, I know we've said many times we are not political. I don't fall on either end. I'm not here for Democrat, Republican, left, right, liberal, conservative, not here for any of that. But as an objective observer, I see that one side of things, being the left liberal Democrat side, is based around the idea that if you disagree with our ideologies or our beliefs, you are a terrible human being. And that's why a lot of this stuff has become so divisive, because to a certain, this is not all of them, but to a certain segment of these people, if you don't think exactly what it is that they think, you're a bad person. If you have a different view on racism or LGB fucking letter squad people, you are a bigot and therefore you are a bad person because you are not fully in agreement with every single thing that they think. They don't allow the idea that there is a difference of opinion. They don't allow for, ironically, I think we've talked about this before, but they run around preaching about tolerance. But what tolerance is allowing something to be even though you don't like it. So they talk all of this tolerance, but when it comes to the people who say, we don't give a fuck what it is that you do with what your sexual preferences are or how it is that you identify, you do your thing, it's your life, but keep it to yourself. To them, because it's not full participation, it's hate, even though that is the very definition of tolerance, is you do your thing, it's not for me, but keep it over there and everything's fine. That's tolerance. But again, their ideologies and their ideas are at the very base level the fact that they are good people because they think them, which means that when someone questions it, when someone disagrees, they are a bad person, which is why they can't have certain types of conversations with people, or they can't allow for any sort of disagreement. Again, this is not all of them as a whole. And this is not an endorsement saying go be a conservative because they're all reasonable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying that the difference in the two is because one ideology is based around perceived morality that you can't actually have any sort of disagreement with it. Like I see people hear it all of the time. There are white people who are running around talking about all white people are racist, and that's an insane thing to say. Like that's ridiculous. But you can't challenge them because their belief is you have to believe that in order to be a good person. There are white people who tell me that I am against black people because I don't think the thing that they think. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, how did you come to this conclusion that you can sit here and tell me this shit? I've made a video and said certain things that people took away about gay people, and have had gay people pop up in the comments and say, as a gay man, I agree with this. And then these other people will pop up and be like, you're homophobic. Like, what are you talking about? How are you doing this? But their thing doesn't allow for differences of opinions, and that's the problem with it.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, Jay? When I think about it, and like you said, not all of them, but I don't know, the ones I come across, man, they kind of like almost like share the same brain almost. And it's kind of cult like. If I want to speak honestly, I kind of it's starting to feel like a cult.
Yeah,
that's what it's starting to feel like.
There is a video of this dude going up to this some white dude going up to some guy on the street, and the guy that he goes up to has his like face painted green and black, and he's wearing a skirt, but he got a beard, but he got long hair, and he got these like fucking little girl ponytails things. That he asks him, "What do you think about the MAGA people?" And this motherfucker who is dressed like a fucking role playing character in a Dungeons and Dragons game says, they seem a little cult-like. And it's like, that's insanity to me. Now, I'm not saying that the people who run around MAGA shit are not cult-like. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is a grown man with breast implants, a beard, and a dress and chest hair talking about other people look like they're in a cult is absolute insanity.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird. And the thing is, like, when you think of cults, you think of people who are brainwashed, right? And you can have certain people who hear certain words and their entire demeanor shifts. Everything changes now because you like this gentleman's friend who found out that he voted for Trump. Everything changed. All of a sudden, 10 years of friendship gone now because you voted for the big bad, the terrible person who's trying to turn everybody into slaves and fucking kill gay, whatever it is that they think it is that he's doing, or they hear there are some people who are still running around fighting for COVID and masks and fucking vaccines and shit, even though people on their own side have put out studies and switched their position on it because they are so far gone, they are so far indoctrinated, their minds are so far removed from being their own that they can't take an objective look at anything, and they've just been brainwashed and conditioned with all of these buzzwords over and over and over again, that this is their whole entire thought. That, going back to what it is that we said in the beginning, when they hear a certain thing on the news, they all decide, okay, cool, time to go outside and burn shit now.
It's crazy that
is insanity.
It's crazy that you bring up like buzzwords and trigger words and shit, because I was speaking to my nephew. My nephew came out here, and he's real sharp, man. He's about his shit, right? And he said something that stuck with me. I forgot the situation, but he was saying that he was in this seminar or whatever, and they were asking what's your dream job, and he was like, and he said something that was crazy. He was like, I never had a dream job because who the fuck dreams of labor? And it's just I was like, oh shit, right? And it just stuck with me, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, right? So they kind of implanted that shit since like fucking kindergarten or some shit. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this is and this kind of goes with the buzzwords and the cult like thinking, right? And or the group think type of deal. And when he asks the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? and normally or usually the answer would be universally the same answers, right? Doctor, lawyer, firefighter, teacher, football player, football, basketball, baseball player, etc., right? That ain't irony, man. Like that kids around the planet answer universally around the planet. They all answer in uniform for the most part. You know,
Except in China.
marine biologists and that. Yeah, no, doctor, lawyer, this, that, all uniform, all across the world. They answer, and if you by chance say something that is off the cusp, what happens, Jay? What did the teacher tell you?
That's
All right,
unrealistic.
so is this? It's not, like I said, it's not irony that people act in cult like fashion when they grab on to things or ideologies that they implanted in us. So that just made me think of that conversation I had with my nephew about and the words that you just brought up. It kind of brought me back there to kindergarten and every kid universally saying the same fucking thing. I'll give you one more example about everyone saying the same exact thing. Like when me and my wife moved out of the country or were thinking about moving outside the country, we had a discussion and I asked my wife and I told my wife, like, well, when we tell our family and friends, I guarantee you that 3 or 4 of the same cliche quotes will arise. It's like automated responses. We're moving out the country. Why are you doing that for? Or what about your job? What about it's if I told 20 people, 15 people said the same thing or asked the same thing or asked the same questions. Are y'all all robots? Are y'all all robots? Or is this cult thing just I don't understand it. Everyone has automated responses to certain thoughts. If you're thinking outside the cusp of normal thinking, people have automated responses.
So here's the thing. We say all of the time that school is shitty, and people get so mad about it. But here's the thing. We live in a country, really the western half of the world, right? Where you see people go out and make money saying things. Rapping wise, come from nothing. You make words rhyme, create good songs, you make a living out of it. You see people who are making millions of dollars online playing video games. There are people who make millions of dollars making funny ass little noises and making ASMR videos. There are people who go out and start companies doing all kinds of crazy things. Poor people come up and start buying houses and make that their whole entire business. People get rich off of the most random things. Podcasting is a thing now. There are friends who have decided to sit down and have conversations, and they're now rich because of it. There are people who make videos of themselves going to Target, and they are rich off of it. We see you hear all kinds of stories of people who come up from nothing and build corporations that change the entire face of the planet. Every single place that you look, be it online, be it on TV, be it in a book, you can find people who are doing all sorts of amazing outside of the box things. Yet no one believes that they themselves can do that. What is that if not proof of indoctrination there? That you go off to school where they tell you that you could do anything, you see a world full of people doing anything, and you still don't believe you can do shit.
Crazy.
What is that if not brainwashing?
What is it?
What you see, people will go and they will see somebody try and do a thing. There are thousands of rappers. There are thousands of influencers. There are thousands of actors. There are thousands of fucking maybe not basketball players, but there's hundreds of them. There's thousands of fucking professional athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And someone will hear somebody say, I want to go do one of those things. And they will say, that's not possible. How do you not think it's possible when you see people doing it? What happened to you? What did they do to your mind to make you believe that you can't do anything that you've witnessed people doing? People are not out here saying, I'm going to go be a fucking wizard and make a mountain out of fucking water by waving my hand. People are simply saying, I want to go start making videos and make money off of it. People will say, no, you can't do that, before going home, sitting down and watching TV of other people who made videos and made money off of it. Absolute fucking insanity.
Insanity. I'm gonna tell you one thing, Jay. I'm gonna give you. I got these. I got these tests that I always run on people, and I got another test for you people, man. If you tell someone something, a plan or whatever you're trying to do, and it may be out of the norm, and you can guess their response, don't fuck with them, man. I mean, or just love them from a distance, or shy away from them. Because if you can guess someone's response to you saying, let's say you're poor, not poor, well, yeah, you're poor, you're coming up, you don't got no money, everybody's kind of huddled up. Let's take it back to the days, Jay, when we was all fucked up and we was in the staircases smoking weed and doing all type of dumb shit. And someone says, one guy says, man, yo, I'm about to get this job and save and try to get into some stocks or something. If I pretty much can guess all the responses. I pretty much can guess all of them. So
that's white people shit.
Come on now, like, so, I'm trying to tell you, if you voice your aspirations to someone, and you can guess their automated robot sheep-like responses, you know who you're dealing with. Half of the fucking, no, more than half, 99% of these motherfuckers are sheep with responses that have been implanted in their brains by the powers that be. And I know that's vague. I know that's real vague, the powers that be, or whatever the case may be. But it's true. Like, I'll give you an example, Jay. Not even an example, just another thought that just pissed me off. Right? I like to watch TV. Because I'm creative, and when I don't go outside, so I like to see creative. Either I'm reading or I'm trying to watch something interesting. One of my favorite shows is, or was my favorite show, was The Last of Us. I don't know if you ever seen it. And last season was a record-breaking season for the show. Had like 9 million or 9 billion, I don't know, watchers or viewers, however you quantify that. 9 million viewers or some shit like that. I don't know. There was a scene in the first season or episode where there was two gay guys, and kind of out of nowhere, and it was just like, everybody was like, people online go and talk about episodes, and it was like, where'd that come from? Okay, but still a great show, but they just threw that in there, didn't even have to do anything, didn't enhance the story not one bit. Not one bit. Like, they didn't have to do that. So here comes season 2. Everybody's hyped for season 2. And when we get season 2, here it comes. You already know it's coming. The main characters now, well, they hinted at her being a lesbian. In the last now she's full blown lesbian, and now she has a girlfriend, and the girl is actually pregnant now. The girl is pregnant. Right? And now they're talking about, I'm going to be the baby. Meanwhile, the world is going to shit because it's like a fucking zombie show. But they're worried about, having a baby. And now my point is, viewership hit rock bottom. Nobody wants to watch that type of shit, dog. How could you have one of the most popular shows on TV, like, and then add that stupid shit to it? Talk about not reading the room. Like, how can you not read those automated responses? Like that, to me, even the powers that be are not reading this room correctly, because people are not responding to that stuff, Jay. Not at least, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people are not responding to that part of the indoctrination.
So here's the thing, man. We've spoken before about the so-called gay agenda. And when people hear stuff like that, again, they think of the dude across the street, thinking that he is pushing some sort of nefarious agenda. Nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that your aunt who married someone else's aunt is trying to push this upon the world. This is the same thing that Malcolm X said with beware the white liberal, right? Because he is using the Negro as a pawn in his game. And the LGBT people are pawns in a game. This is not knocks on them individually. The powers that be are pushing all of this shit upon people, and people, exactly like you said, have grown tired of it because they have overplayed their hand with this stuff. This is still the same reason that we get into the thing now with people running around talking about the black fatigue thing. This is not the individual day-to-day average black man or woman.
Not at all.
It is the ones who are pushed doing the ignorant shit, and it is the narratives that they will just not let fucking go. If they were to stop doing this shit and let black people and gay people and other fucking minorities live in peace and mind their own business, would some people still hate them? Yeah, but that's just fucking people. But by and large, nobody would give a fuck. But they keep trying to push this shit upon people. And for you to sit there and say, and this is, again, going back to the other people, the liberal people, I hate using those terms because it makes me sound away, but that's fine. We're going to use this. They will sit there and say that the powers that be are pushing this gay stuff simply because they want gay people to feel more included and they want it to feel normalized out of the love of their hearts, and then turn around and say those exact same people are underpaying women and holding black people down and kicking out Mexicans because they're Mexican. What fucking sense does this make? You are telling me that the people in charge have more compassion and understanding for men who want to be women than they do for people who are a different skin color? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Your ideas don't make sense. They don't track, and they are not logically consistent with each other. If you believe that they don't want you around because you're black, what the fuck makes you think that they want men who are dressed like women around? That makes no sense. One is much more normal than the other one. One's just a thing. The other one's weird. But you're telling me that they can accept this, but they can't accept that some people are from China? Like, what are you talking about? This doesn't even make fucking sense. So the thing is, they're clearly pushing this shit. They push this homosexuality, weird, sexual, what's the fucking word that I want? Nebulousness and the idea that gender's fluid and changeable on everybody. They push this racism shit on everybody. Everything's fucking racist. Everything's oppression. They push the patriarchy shit. The fucking women are getting underpaid. If you stop and think about this, like, I have seen somebody sit there and have this argument, right? They're saying women are paid 75, 78, whatever percent less than men, or 78% of what men are paid. And somebody said, well, if that's the case, why wouldn't they just hire all women then? And then this motherfucker said, because they hate women so much that they don't want to work with them. So you're telling me these people are greedy as shit, don't give a thing about anything but money, but are also simultaneously so sexist that they're not willing to exploit women? What sense does this make? Like, you have to some point sit here and think for your fucking self. Think about these things logically. If you are a woman and a man who have the exact same level of experience and the exact same level of qualifications, you think that they can hire this motherfucker for $100,000 and hire you for $78,000 and not get sued to shit today the way that all of this shit is? No, it's nonsense. And if these corporations are as money hungry and exploitative as as you think. I'm hiring nothing but bitches. What are you talking about? I could pay them 22%. I'm saving my money. Fuck y'all. Fuck all of you. Like the shit doesn't even make any sense. But again, they go back, they tie these things to believing this stuff is it makes you a good person. So you're not even allowed to question it, which is why they can't work through their own ideologies, because in their mind, if they question it, they are the same bigot that they call everybody else. And they have created this fucking narrative that is impenetrable by anybody who subscribes to it, because they've made it in such a way that you can only accept it without question. So they do, and they just go along with it. And as soon as you pop up and challenge their idea, then all of a sudden you're a terrible person, and you need. And then ironically, I have had so many people call me who are a part of this say that I must be secretly gay. Like, why is it not okay if I use gay as an insult, but you now turn around and insult me and say that I'm gay? Like, you don't even believe this shit. You just say whatever the fuck it is that pops into your head and go along with whatever the fuck it is that you're told. And this is why we have the problem that we have now. Nobody cares if there's gay people on shows, but The Last of Us is a movie about fungus zombies. Who the fuck cares about your lesbian relationship? You didn't see the fucking Avengers midway through. Iron Man is like, man, I'm really into brunette bitches and threesomes, because it's not relevant to the plot of the movie. If it's some more Hollywood type shit where you get into personal lives of people and they want to put that there, fine, because it goes with the fucking flow of the fucking show. But you just shoehorn this shit in the middle of everything to try and you want to shove it down people's throats and then get mad when they spit it back up because they don't fucking want it. Like, they've had enough of this shit. Like, I'm sitting here trying to watch the end of the world, and you're like, well, respect my pronoun. Like, shut the fuck up. They're zombies. No one gives a shit. And it's ridiculous that you tried to make people care about this shit now. It's ridiculous that there are aliens invading and somehow the aliens are also homosexuals. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. You're trying way too fucking hard to get people to accept some shit. And people are fucking done with it.
That makes me think of, like, I got these. Man, look, I live life, man, so I'm always gonna have stories that come from my life, and just pertaining to the feminist stuff, which I find hilarious. Me and my wife find hilarious. But just the other day, right? Where we live is some pretty beastly insects and shit like that, right? So. This is for you women out there, man. This is for you women out there, right? So my wife's she's getting ready to get in the car, and there's a fucking beastly lizard in there inside of the Jeep. Guess who has to destroy this creature from the fucking Blue Lagoon? Who? Guess who? Guess who, feminists? Guess who has to?
It must have been your wife, right? It must have been your wife, right? Why would it not have been your wife?
Guess who has to?
She's empowered.
No, guess who has to tackle the alligator? Guess who has to wrangle this alligator? Right. So after I fight tooth and nails with this fucking beast, we get in the car, and my wife says, I don't know about these feminist bitches, but I'm glad I got a man and I'm married. I said, there you have it. There you have it in a fucking nutshell. Women, stop. Because you live in a world where it's nicely and neatly packaged for you until it's not, and then you'll need who? When things go awry, you'll need what?
Men.
And
you need some men, not ones in dresses.
Come on, let's keep it a buck. And conversely, it's vice versa. Also, like I said, my nephew was out here. He was out here with his wife also, and she was with us. And even my nephew didn't help me fight the lizard beast, but he was there to back me up. And his wife said the same thing, like, we're glad we have men. And we puffed our chest up and was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. But conversely, I also said, well, men, there's a lot of things that women do that men, I wouldn't say can't do, won't do, that I wouldn't even want doing. Like, I think Tate said this, and I agree wholeheartedly. I wouldn't drop my daughter off to a daycare full of men. Like, I wouldn't do
Nah,
that.
it's fucking weird.
Who would do that? So yeah, we need each other, man. It's okay, man. Like we said in a couple of episodes before, I can't remember what episode we said it. But we did say that men and women need each other, and that women who I don't want to say comply, because that just sounds crazy. But women who are submissive or submit, that's not weak. That is your superpower. We said that before. That is your superpower. For a woman who submits, they will get anything they want on this planet. That's what happens when women submit. They get whatever they deserve, right? Um, but what do women get who don't submit? Jay, that have attitudes, that want to be combative, that want to fight, and they want to lift weight, they want to lift what and get what men do, and do all these things until they enter a situation where, okay, hold on, I might need a man, right? Why wait? Why do we have to wait until these situations come about? We need each other, man.
Man, here's the thing. They have gone, they being, again, I know we keep referencing the powers that be,
They
but
and
we're
them.
going to continue doing so. But they have gone and pit everyone against everyone else to make everyone think that everybody hates each other and they should all be fucking fighting. You can go back to this from the beginning of whatever struggle it is that you would like to pick. Gay people can get married because straight people said okay. Women can vote because men said okay. Fucking black people are no longer slaves because white people said okay. At some point in time, people have come together and worked to make things take place. And now you just want to sit here and pit everyone against each other. It's a bunch of fucking nonsense. Like, they have these things, like some of the super feminist women talking about, well, women give life. Sure, you give birth, but you can't fucking get pregnant without a man. What are you talking about? It is two halves to a fucking whole. Both sides of the shit are stupid. The people sitting there running around, the fucking red pill or whatever the fuck people it is who think that all women are fucking evil are also dumbasses. And the super feminists who think that all men are rapists and they'd rather hang out with bears are fucking retarded too. This is ridiculous. You need two different things to make a whole. It's yin and fucking yang, right? This is life. This is how things are. And people want to go and run around, or the super feminist people want to run around and go out and quote these fucking statistics about how certain things are dangerous for women. But it's like, I'll say something like women walking up the street. But like, it's much more statistically likely that a man will be attacked walking up the street by other men.
Mhm.
So when you, female, are with a man, you feel safer. But when we have you with us, we're just now in double danger because we have to keep ourselves safe and you safe. People want what we have and they want you. They want both of those things. So we have to look out for all the things that you could just walk around, la-di-da, everything is motherfucking fine. And you be all super feminist all that you fucking want to, but if you're sleeping at night and someone breaks into your house, who do you want to go down and deal with that shit? Are you going to grab the firearm? Are you going to run down the stairs? Are you going to shoot the motherfucking intruder and watch his fucking blood and internalness splatter all over everywhere? No, you don't want to partake in that shit. You want someone else to go fucking do it. When you call the police, who do you want to show up? Do you want a bunch of little women to show up because you're all equal and super fucking powerful? When you want when your house is on fire and you call the fire department, do you want a bunch of 5'2" women to show up? Do you want a bunch of dudes in dresses to show up? Or do you want a bunch of strong, muscular looking men to show up who you believe are going to carry you to safety? When it's time to go to war, do you guys all suit up and put on your fatigues and grab your fucking AR-15s or M4s as they call them in the military and hop in the tanks and go over there to shoot motherfuckers? Or do you sit there and care for the house while the men are away? Like, what do you do? What are you talking about? This is absolute fucking insanity when people have this shit. We don't need men. Okay, fine. But what happens when you do? Then what? And it's people have all of this other shit too. Like, we talked about before, we're in America. Yes, things are relatively safe here. That's fine. You could be progressive as it is that you would like here, but things are only safe because there are men protecting the country. And the other countries do not have the same values that some of you weird people have over there. And this is why you can't just send a bunch of transgender motherfuckers to war. This is why you can't just have whatever random woman who's a dipshit like Kamala Harris in charge of the country, because she also needs to be taken serious by people who don't take certain women seriously. Like, this is somehow what people don't fucking understand. If you think people are misogynists, do you not think Vladimir Putin is more of a misogynist? You not think them Chinese motherfuckers are misogynists? You not think the North Koreans are motherfucking misogynists? Like, you need somebody who will command respect from people who don't necessarily respect women. That's fucking life. What do you want?
That's life, man. Yeah, look, I'll say something that's not going to be popular, but I wouldn't want a woman president. I wouldn't want that.
No.
I wouldn't want that. Sorry.
Here's the thing. The most, I know people are going to call this sexist, but the most level-headed woman, when she gets mad, becomes emotional and just over the top. That's my personal experience. And I can't imagine that I've talked to the select women who are like that. So when you need somebody who is able to keep their composure in all scenarios, and again, I'm aware that people are going to call this sexist, but I don't give a fuck. By and large, women are very vindictive. And you don't need the person who is capable of or able to go to war and send nuclear missiles places to do that shit. Like, everybody has been in some sort of situation where they've gotten to what could have been a small disagreement with their significant other, and it blew the fuck up to some whole entire crazy shit that was also not her fault.
It's either going to be some fucking soft emotional shit, or it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. It's no in between.
Yes.
No in between.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
You either get Martha Stewart or you get Griselda Blanco, man. There's no.
Period. It's either I love everyone and everything, or everyone must die.
And
Period.
Yeah. There's an exception. We don't do exceptions on this show. We don't really do that.
It's always the fucking gray area, people, man. It's the fucking, well, what about yes, there are exceptions to all rules. That's fucking life, but that doesn't disprove the rule as a whole. Like, it's very unlikely that you're going to roll your dice at the craps table 9 times and get a 7 every single time, but it's possible. But you would be foolish to bet on it.
Exactly. So, with that being said, no, I would not want a woman president, for an array of reasons. We're not going to get into all the reasons. That's just where I stand personally. Like you said, people will call that sexist, but I'm not sexist. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I don't give a fuck what you call me.
See, this is another thing they do, is weaponize these words so that people don't have opinions or point out certain things, because if they do, they will get called sexist or racist or homophobic or whatever the fuck it is. So they wipe away a whole bunch of what it is that you're able to say, and also thoughts that you're allowed to have by extension, because if you can't say some shit, eventually you're not just going to think the shit at all anymore. So that's how they're also able to do a whole bunch of stuff, is they make it impossible for you to speak about lest you gets labeled racist or some shit like that. And now they got a bunch of people who are trying to avoid that, and they're afraid of it, so they don't want to say anything that might sound racist. So people will ignore objective facts to try and focus on the exception or the gray area, simply so they don't get hit with these labels. And another thing, because once you get labeled a thing, you can't really prove that you're not. You're sexist. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
If nobody gives a fuck about that shit. And then every single attempt that someone ever makes, this is why you have people come up with the thing where they say, well, I have a black friend, or I have my cousin's gay, or some shit. Because then they try and prove that they're not these things. And that's the only real way to prove it, is to say I associate with shit. But then they made that some shit that you can't say. I know this is a mild other side tangent, but here we are.
No, it's like it's logic. It's logic, Yoda. Listen, man, if I'm being attacked, and I call the police, I'm gonna want men to show up. If my baby in my arms is crying and I don't know why the baby's crying, I'm probably gonna want a woman to show up. That's just that's just logical to me. It's no gray area. It's just what it
Yeah, well,
is.
fuck you want Brock Lesnar to pop up and take your baby? Like,
I don't want no big ashy motherfucker. Hey, no, and I don't want no.
I'll take care of it. Like, no, the fuck you won't.
Hey, boo boo, let me no. Come on, we're just being logical and honest, right? We're not hiding under.
That's hate speech
Yeah,
nowadays.
well, we're not hiding under the guise of under the guise of being polite or a good person or a kind person, and it's all BS, man. Like you said, they use these words to try to hide it under. Oh, well, if you act this way, you're good, or if you say these things, you're a good person. If you don't think this way, you're not a good person, and that's how they trick most of you people into this stuff. And I want to bring on one last topic, Jay, and it kind of came up on my radar kind of late. I don't know if you've seen it, and it got something totally off the cusp of what we've been talking about. But it's about I seen Timberland. He was catching some flack because he signed an AI artist to his record label. He caught a little bit of flack like that, and I flack from that. I just wanted to add that first of all, Timberland could do whatever the fuck he wants. Doesn't make me no never mind. I've seen people like going off on him. There's both sides of the fence with this AI thing. Like if AI is mimicking artistry, your voice, your likeness, shit like that, I'm not with that. Right? I don't want to hear an AI version of Jadakiss. I want to hear Jadakiss. Now, yeah.
Facts.
Now, if AI creates something totally new, fuck it. What the fuck do I care? I'm also one of the belief that I'm so I feel so great about my talent and my skill level that I can't be AI'd. It's impossible the way I think. I don't think normally. I don't think like the normal guy. Of course, if I just said my Coke is white like fucking Biden,
Pillowcases.
like of course if I say shit like that, AI
Fucking cotton balls.
AI would be able to mimic that. And thus I should probably be taken out by a fucking robot. But I'm not worried. I have not one worry in the world. You can't. There's not an AI. There's not a machine on this fucking planet Earth that's going to be able to think like me. So, to the artist out there, yes, I understand your outrage, or not even your outrage. You're not agreeing with this. I understand that. But if you are a true artist, an original artist, you shouldn't worry, man. You shouldn't worry at all, man, because AI cannot copy originality. It can only mimic and do something similar. It can't like I said. You'll never hear AI creating bars like Raekwon off. What did Raekwon say? Coke like for what he said is fucking like Ferrigno, whatever line that shit was. That shit was fucking crazy. Cokehead like Ferrigno or Lou Ferrigno or some shit. I'm like, oh shit, no, AI can't say crazy shit like that. Like fucking Prodigy, I drop a TV on you, like just so as an artist, man, just be original, man. Just be original, and I'll let you chime in on that. But before that, I just wanted to give a heads up, right? Two friends of the show. One of them you don't know, but author alert. A couple of people that I know wrote some books that I just want to give a little light to. One is Charles Banks, a personal friend of mine. He's written a book. It's called Eli Hunt. It's
shout out
Charles Banks. I ordered my book, hasn't gotten in yet, but I'm sure it's fucking phenomenal. He's a brilliant author. Mike Rashid has also written a book. I just ordered it.
The Divine Quintessence.
The Divine Quintessence. Shout out to Mike Rashid. Just ordered my book. It'll be in soon. We are talking about top level, high level creators, high level thinkers, high level critical thinkers, and go read these books.
Out of the box
thinkers. Go read these books. Jay, take us out of here, my fellow genius.
So first and foremost, like you said, I don't know Charles Banks. Big shout out to him writing the book. That's a huge accomplishment. So awesome. We'll drop the link for both of those in the description to the episode. Super big shout out to Mike Rashid. I ordered the book as well. Haven't gotten it in yet, but I know it's going to be fire. And we said this before, but he's a big part of the reason I be on here speaking like I do. So much love to him. Back to the thing that you said before. The lines got me thinking. I know this is a battle rap thing, but Ill Will said Coke so white that it want to see a manager. And if you say a shit like that, you don't have to worry about AI. It's all of the rest of you motherfuckers. But here's the thing, man. I have two thoughts about it. First and foremost, the people who are sitting there outraged saying you need to support the actual artist don't even do so them fucking selves. Y'all barely want to pay $9.99 a month for Spotify. The fuck are you talking about supporting some artists and shit? You're not doing a motherfucker. When's the last time any of one of you motherfuckers have bought a goddamn album? Because you could go on iTunes, you could pay $4.99, $6.99, $7.99, $9.99, $11.99 and actually do some helpful shit. The amount of time that you gotta stream a motherfucker's album to fucking make it be the equivalent. I mean, I'm not sure what the fuck it is that you get if I purchase an album, but I imagine it's more than if I stream the shit, or that I would have to stream it so fucking much in order to make up for it. So like which one of you motherfuckers are actually out here supporting artists? When's the last time you bought a shit? What's your iTunes actual purchase downloads look like? Because if you're not actually buying shit, you have no business talking about support a motherfucking artist. Your streams don't really mean a great deal. Like, I'm not saying that to say don't listen to it. I'm just saying when you want to talk about support, actually go out and motherfucking support people. Like, you sent me your last shit, the final call, before it was out, and I still fucking bought it because support shit. Like, what are y'all out here doing? Y'all sitting there getting mad about this shit. It's just performative. None of you give a fuck. Shut the fuck up. You listen to a song for an hour until it's no longer popular, and then you move on. Like, is all this fucking performative shit is a bunch of bullshit. And then the second thing that you said, if you are a real artist, you don't give. Why would you give a fuck? Lil Wayne said the same shit. AI can't replicate me. Why would you think that? If you think that an AI can replace you, it's because you doubt yourself and you're not doing what it is that you should be doing, and you're not putting into your craft what it is that you should be putting into your craft. And here's the thing, this is separate from the music for all people everywhere. The world doesn't owe you a motherfucking thing. People don't owe it to you to not use AI to make your job still necessary. If you want to be necessary, if you don't want to get phased out, you need to make yourself necessary. You need to make yourself irreplaceable, because people are going to get replaced by AI. Who will it be? The replaceable people. They're talking about AI coming and making people talk and shit online. I'm not fucking worried about it because I'm fucking me and my mind works the way that my mind works. And that shit cannot be replicated with some code and some random motherfucker sitting behind a computer, or they would have done it by now. What Jay-Z say? You motherfucker say they made Hove.
Make
okay,
another
so
one.
make another Hove. What are y'all talking about? This is the difference between people who believe in themselves because they put in the work and people who are just entitled and want shit simply because they motherfucking exist. If you are less useful than a program, you'll be replaced by a program. That's not the program's fault, it's yours. Up your fucking skill set, because you can only control the things that you can control. You can only do what it is that you can do. And if you were the best possible version of yourself, you wouldn't be worried about this shit. Because some people sit there and see the AI shit and they're like, oh no, AI, and some people see AI and they use it to ask stupid questions like, could 100 men beat up a gorilla? And some people see the AI and they think, how can I put this to the best use and make it create for me and make it amplify what it is that I'm already doing and open up new avenues for me to succeed in? If you're not one of those motherfuckers, you deserve to be replaced by the AI. And you're not even actually going to be replaced by the AI. You're going to be replaced by the people who think like the third motherfuckers, who think, how can I make the most out of this? How can I optimize it? How can I use this to make money? How can I use this to make things more efficient? How can I use this to build things for me? That's who's going to replace you. And they're going to replace you by using AI. And it's your own goddamn fault. You can go on the internet right now. All y'all motherfuckers want to sit there on Chat GPT. You can have Chat GPT teach you how to best use Chat GPT if you were able to string together a fucking sentence and type some shit out, but it's your own goddamn fault that you can't. AI didn't make you stupid. You did that. So work on that shit before you go whining and complaining about technology just because you are ancient and useless now. That was your own decision.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Jason Lamar, Yoda, as I call him. Ransom, the Oracle. Oh, this is Game Within the Game. We gave you the game.
Episode 20. Name it.
You know what I'm going to call this one, Jay? We'll call this motherfucker Smoke and Mirrors.
Motherfucking, come on. This is fucking Oracle. This is why the great Duffel will not be replaced by AI. Come on. The fuck is y'all doing out here?
Fucking brainwave.
The fuck is y'all doing out here? Come on. He didn't even know that he had to think of that until I said it. Motherfucker. Game Within a Game, episode 20, Smoke and Mirrors, out.